Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
It was a close call for a gasoline tanker truck traveling a back road in Luzerne County today. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci says firemen in the Newport Township area are amazed that the toppled tanker didn't explode.
It happened around 2:30 when this tank truck overturned on Alden Mountain. Inside, an estimated 1,500 gallons of gasoline. But police said there was no danger to the general public.
No, there's no concerns for the town. Possibly when they start moving, we might have to stop traffic. Because if there is an explosion, it could come out this far.
Authorities say the driver was coming down Alden Mountain Road, which, as you can see, is a very steep and hilly road. He apparently lost his brakes, and in order to stop the truck, he drove off an embankment and then overturned it. The embankment is behind where that wrecker now sits. By 5 o'clock, heavy machinery had been brought in to clear a path to the wreck, and workmen were going about the slow and difficult task of detaching the tank from the bent truck frame.
You got a screwdriver with you?
Yeah, that's all.
The work was performed carefully. A single gallon of gasoline has the explosive equivalent of 14 sticks of dynamite. And so firefighters were standing by when shortly after 6 o'clock, an end loader pulled the frame of the truck off the tank. When workmen finally got the tank turned upright and opened it, it was a sobering moment.
Oh, look at the fumes coming out of that sucker.
By sunset, a second tanker had been brought in, and workers were going about the final task of pumping out over 1,000 gallons of gasoline. After 6 long hours, the danger had finally passed. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Alden Mountain.
Chances are, if you hear fireworks going off, they are illegal in this state. Newswatch 16's Kathi Belich gives us some good reasons why they've been outlawed here.
Some people try to make their own fireworks on the 4th of July, and sometimes it ends in tragedy. There are only a few types of fireworks that are legal in Pennsylvania, sparklers and smoke bombs among them, although even those are not legal in every town and city in the state. As for the illegal ones, State Police Fire Marshal Alex Profka says one of the reasons they're not legal is because they're dangerous.
Not only losing your fingers or maybe a hand or an arm or getting yourself maimed, you can also be blinded by the flash or explosion by igniting them. And if you do find them anywhere, call the local your nearest local state police barracks or the local police department in the area where you live.
Profka says these things happen when people play with explosives like M80s, which sometimes can be bought illegally around this time of year. Even if some fireworks are legal in your town, there are risks. But if you're careful and you follow the directions, some of these things can add a little spark to your 4th of July. Kathi Belich, Newswatch 16, Lackawanna County.
Next on Newswatch 16 Update, meteorologist Tom Clark will head out to his warm backyard.
And we're hoping he'll have a spark for us for this weekend. How about it, Tom?
Well, is there any money in it for me?
Try us. Try us.
Nice, dry, sunny weekend?
Yeah, please.
When we come back, I'll tell you if it's going to rain this weekend.
Hi, Miss Northeastern Pennsylvania 1984, Jacqueline Jones.
I'm Barbara Waronko Anselm, Executive Director of the Miss Northeastern Pennsylvania Scholarship Pageant, official local preliminary to the title of Miss America, urging all young women between the ages of 17 and 26 to enter the 10th anniversary Miss Northeastern Pennsylvania Scholarship Pageant. Entry forms are available by calling 287-7312. Deadline for entries is June 30th.
They serve more than 250 free meals to the needy every day. And now, Wilkes-Barre Soup Kitchen wants to be a permanent part of the downtown scene. The St. Vincent de Paul Soup Kitchen on Jackson Street is run by Catholic Social Services. The diocese recently bought the building, and now Wilkes-Barre business leaders are getting set for an annual fundraising drive.
The high cost of purchasing this building in order for the kitchen to remain open. And as you recall, that was $65,200 $200, and we haven't touched the taxes yet. And so we're talking someplace in the neighborhood of $86,000 or $87,000.
So now businessmen will be asked to sponsor the cost of meals for one day's operation at the Wilkes-Barre Soup Kitchen.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people have plans for this weekend, and I don't think they want rain, Tom.
No.
How much do we have to pay you?
Oh, $100, that'll be good.
Oh,
no.
Right here,
yeah.
right.
Hey, you mentioned that Jesse Jackson's plane will be coming in shortly in Washington. Latest weather observation from Dulles International indicates mostly clear skies, light winds, and a temperature of 63 degrees. So weather will not be a problem. In this backyard, it's a bit warmer than that. We have a mostly clear sky overhead, and the temperature stands at a very comfortable 69. It is warm. Humidity 70%. The wind is light, and the barometer is holding steady. Range and temperature 81 and 63 today. Look at those extremes. 93 set back in 1944, the record low 45. That's chilly. And some daisies growing everywhere now. That one there in Alden, Luzerne County. Okay, now here's the 60-mile radar sweep from just about an hour ago, and I was indicating or showing some pretty good thunderstorm down there just north of Allentown in Northampton County. Some pretty heavy downpours beneath that thunderstorm there, but otherwise it was dry. Let's go to the live scan, and it's gone. It dissipated. Could see the lightning, though, in the distance from that storm, but it is just tranquil and clear over the viewing area now. No showers the balance of this night. Just that lonely storm about an hour ago. Let's take a look at that Newswatch 16 color satellite picture just into the Channel 16 Weather Center, showing there's the storm just north of Allentown, up to 40,000 feet into the atmosphere. And boy, look at some of these storms out in Kansas here. There's a severe thunderstorm watch out that way. 80-mile-per-hour winds this evening in Topeka, Kansas. But it was 102 degrees out in Boise, Idaho today. An all-time record. Couldn't believe it. But here's what we have here, a stalled front nearby. And because of that, I have rain in my forecast. And at the shore this weekend, partly sunny skies and temperatures in the 80s, maybe an afternoon thunder shower at the shore. Ocean water temperatures, mid-60s. Here's my forecast for the rush hour tomorrow morning. The sun will shine, but there'll be some haze and some valley fog here and there, but a dry start. 58 in Montrose, Moscow 57, Palmerton 61, Berwick, Middleburg, and Williamsport right about 60 for the low tomorrow morning. Now, anytime after 2 tomorrow in the afternoon, I think some showers and thunderstorms will develop, and they'll continue into the evening hours. It'll be a warm day, though. 80 in Monroeton, 81 Oliphant, 78 in the elevations of Freeland. That's a high spot. Easton, 84, Trevorton, and Milton in the middle 80s tomorrow, a southwest wind. Now, the sun comes up over the mountain at 5:33 tomorrow morning, and it sets behind the mountain at 8:40. A fair night tonight, 60 the low, 81 tomorrow. Watch out, late in the day and tomorrow evening, some thunderstorms will be prowling the area. Now Saturday, partly sunny, good chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, 77 the high. Partly sunny skies on Sunday, probably dry, nice on Monday as I see it now. My long-range forecast for the 4th of July, no rain.
All right.
Well, I have to work anyway, so.
Yeah.
Thanks,
okay.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
A number of local dignitaries were put behind bars today. No, they didn't do anything wrong. They were just trying to raise money for a charity. The local chapter of the American Heart Association sponsored its first jail bail program here on Wilkes-Barre's Public Square. People like City Councilman Jack Jones volunteered to go in the slammer until $250 in bail could be raised. It's the latest fundraising effort to fight our nation's leading killer, heart disease.
And coming up, the commissioner cracks down on drug abusers.
Plus, golf's top women pros come to Hershey for the Lady Keystone Tournament. Joe Zone in the 16 Sports Screen next.
Hunting Safety Camp for Kids, Saturday.
If you think your favorite restaurant is going to the dogs, take a look at this place on the French Riviera. It seems the people who visit this hotel like to pamper their pets. So the hotel manager has decided to set up this cafe for canines. Each pooch gets his his or her own booth and is served by a waitress. And for those who can't finish their meal, we're told doggy bags are available. Now I've seen everything.
I don't think those dogs knew what was going on.
Isn't that great?
I wonder what they had,
so.
you know.
Can I take it to your table, sir? Yes. Watch where you walk, though. I mean, really. I mean, what is what you need, right? Okay, let's go to the screen. The Phillies up against the guy who always gives them trouble, Vern Rule and the Astros. They hardly ever do well against him. They did great against him tonight, but you know what? It was the Phillies bullpen that broke down. The Phillies gave up 6 runs in the last 2 innings, and they lose the ball game. Final score 7-6. Al Holland got the loss in that game. Okay, Phillies had a 1-game lead over the Mets going in tonight, but they may be able to keep that lead because the Mets had some trouble with the Braves. Take a look at it. This is the sacrifice fly that scored the first run of the game. It came after a rain delay, and the Braves led the Mets 1-0. But Rusty Staub, here he comes, sacrifice fly. The Mets had the bases loaded with nobody out. This was all they got. That tied the score at 1-1. Then a former Met, remember him, Alex Trevino, home run, 2-1. Atlanta goes up on top. Murphy followed with a single. That made it 3-1. The Mets tried to come back. Hernandez got a base hit, drove in a run with a single. That made it 3-2. Right now it's in the 8th. 5-2, and Atlanta's leading. Go to the scoreboard and check it. Houston 7, Philly 6, Atlanta over the Mets 5-2, so the Phillies could still keep the lead if Atlanta holds on. Chicago, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, San Francisco. Hey, move to California, will you? And St. Louis, San Diego, 2-1. That one is in the first. American League, check the board, just in. Baltimore and Chicago, and the Orioles win at 2-0. Toronto 9, Oakland 6. Boston, Seattle, 4-4 there in the 8th. Milwaukee, California, 7-3 in the 6th. Texas and Cleveland, and that's a doubleheader sweep by Texas. That new anti-drug program that baseball people came up with, just a bit short, says the commissioner. So Bowie Kuhn has beefed up the plan with a few rules of his own. Minimum suspension without pay for a year. The maximum, kicked out for life. Kuhn's plan deals with the more serious offenses not covered in the deal approved by the owners and players. John McEnroe continues to march toward another Wimbledon title. Today, he beat American Rodney Harmon. Straight sets, easy win for him. Other men's winners, Anders Gomez, Kevin Curran, and Bill Scanlon. Check the women's side, a couple of upsets. Take a look at 38-year-old Virginia Wade. She's the oldest woman in the tournament. Who cares the way she played today? She beat 5th seeded Zina Garrison. Also upset today was 8th seed Kathy Horvath. She was knocked off by Bettina Bungie of West Germany. Women's winners today were Anna Mandlikova, Joe Dury of Britain. Day 5 will be tomorrow. Last year, remember, Jan Stevenson won the LPGA Lady Keystone Open with this great putt on the final hole. Well, she's back to defend her title this year, and with 9 of the top 10 money winners, I'd like to be her caddy. On the tour coming to Hershey, Stevenson doesn't feel any extra pressure in trying to repeat.
It's exciting, you know, there's not that much pressure. You know, people say there's a lot of extra pressure on here because if you could win 3 times in a row, but I feel so good, and so much of my golf comes from positive attitude that feeling positive is very important to me.
Stevenson's biggest problem this year is her schedule. She just plays so much golf, but she insists she's ready to go. Patty Sheehan might provide the stiffest competition for Stevenson. She comes off 2 tour wins in a row, and she's one of the hottest golfers on the tour right now.
Well, I like this golf course. I've come here, you know, last 2 out of 3 years, and it's a golf course that you hit it just about every club on, so that's a good sign of a good golf course. And it's got every lie, and it's a lot of fun to play.
They're in Hershey tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. The winner of the tournament gets $30,000. A lot of bucks at Pocono Downs tonight. Let's take a look at the 4th race, and this is number 3, Fly Fly Hollywood at the wire. Daily Devil 7-3, 244.60. 4th race 3-8-5, 10:49:40. And the fish forecast for tomorrow, 3 o'clock, is a great time.
All right.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
That's a deal.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
And still ahead, we'll take a break to do some dancing.
But first, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. The daily number, 092. We'll be right back.
Finally tonight, dancing sure has changed over the years. At one time it was the jitterbug, then the twist.
And don't forget the mashed potato, the monkey, and hustling to the disco beat. That's Joe's own favorite. But with the break dancing that kids are doing these days, it's a wonder they're not breaking their backs. Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens found some of the pseudo gymnasts in Lycoming County.
Center City, New York? No, it's Williamsport, and these kids are popping, locking, and breaking. Popping is sort of waving your body all around. Locking is sort of hopping around a bit, and this is definitely breakdancing. All you need to do it is a box with loud music, a lot of coordination, and an audience. This is all a lot of fun, but today is just practice for kids at the Bethune-Douglas Community Center. They normally compete against each other.
It's also a thing that keeps us out of trouble, and we always have something to do if we do this, you know. And right now, like most of us right now, we're getting jobs around in the area teaching kids how to do this.
Why is it so much fun?
Because you just have that feeling that everybody's watching you, think you're good.
I think it's good, you know, keep us out of trouble and stuff, you know. We do it for charities and stuff like that, you know. Help out people whoever need help and stuff. You know, keep the fellas, because, you know, we used to fight sometimes, you know. But now I think just, you know, chill us out a little bit.
You know, these guys tell me that just about anybody can break dance, no matter how old they are, but I'll tell you, I never thought of myself as being old until I saw something like this. Craig Stevens, Newswatch 16, Williamsport.
And he never tried it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's our report for tonight.
Next on Nightline, the latest on Jesse Jackson's trip.
And for the first news of the new day, join the team for Newswatch 16 this morning at 6:30.
For the update team, thanks for being with us.
Good night.
Good night.